I'm Rajesh Uppal, Director IDST. We bring sharp insights and foresight on defense, security, and emerging tech. Let's dive in.
Imagine standing on the deck of a modern naval ship as it slices through open water, quiet, steady, and ready for anything. Now imagine that ship isn't a billion-dollar destroyer or a high-end frigate, but something smaller, smarter, more flexible, a vessel designed for the chaotic mix of threats that define the 21st century ocean. That's the power of the Next-Generation Offshore Patrol Vessel, or NGOPV. And it's changing how nations project authority at sea. Today's maritime environment is a complicated battlefield. You have piracy, smuggling, illegal fishing, gray zone coercion, cyber-enabled maritime crime, territorial disputes, and more frequent climate-driven disasters. Navies everywhere are realizing that they can't rely only on heavyweight combat ships anymore. They need vessels that can be everywhere at once, persistent, affordable, adaptable, and that is exactly where NGOPVs dominate. These ships sit at the sweet spot of capability and cost. They stay at sea for weeks, burn a fraction of the fuel of larger warships, and can pivot across missions instantly, monitoring contested waters in the morning, conducting search and rescue by afternoon, and tracking suspicious vessels by night. They carry advanced sensors, UAVs, RHIBs, electronic suites, hybrid propulsion, and modular mission bays that let crews switch from anti-piracy to disaster response or environmental monitoring without redesigning the platform. What used to be called low-end ships are now strategic assets shaping maritime security every day. Globally, you're seeing a massive shift toward these vessels as countries rethink what modern naval power looks like. Europe's Damen shipyards is driving this transformation with modular OPVs that let navies configure ships like Lego blocks, add surveillance radars, swap mission modules, integrate UAV decks, or scale up endurance and crew size. Their designs operate in over 30 navies because the same hull can tackle coastal security, counter-piracy, anti-smuggling, and long-range patrols with minimal changes. Damen essentially turned OPVs into fully customizable maritime toolkits. Spain's Navantia, meanwhile, is exporting the Avante 2200 class, an OPV that borders on light frigate capability. With integrated combat systems, high-performance radars, and the option for missile packages, it offers nations a powerful maritime presence at a manageable cost. Countries adopting the Avante class gain not only patrol capabilities, but also credible deterrence, giving smaller navies the ability to operate confidently in contested spaces. Australia's Guardian-class OPVs are transforming security for Pacific Island nations, providing rugged, easy-to-maintain platforms tailored to massive exclusive economic zones. These ships are engineered for simplicity, endurance, and low upkeep, perfect for countries with limited fleets but huge maritime responsibilities. They enable fisheries protection, disaster response, and sovereignty patrols across thousands of miles of ocean, strengthening stability throughout the Pacific region. India, in particular, is making NGOPVs a centerpiece of its naval modernization. 11 advanced vessels, built by Goa Shipyard and GRSE, combine powerful radars, 76mm guns, AK-630 close-in weapon systems, UAV integration, and endurance of up to 60 days at sea. These OPVs are rapidly becoming India's frontline asset for securing the vast Indian Ocean region, from anti-piracy patrols near the Gulf of Aden to humanitarian and disaster response missions across South Asia. Their long legs, high survivability, and low operating costs give India a persistent, strategic presence across one of the world's most contested maritime zones. China's Type 718 BOPVs reflect a different strategic emphasis: gray zone operations. These ships are optimized for persistent presence in disputed waters, shadowing foreign vessels and enforcing maritime claims without crossing the threshold into open conflict. They're a cornerstone of China's pressure tactics across the South and East China Seas, showing how OPVs have become instruments of geopolitical competition as much as security. In the UK, the River-class Batch 2 OPVs serve as global workhorses. With improved seakeeping, flight decks for helicopters, and advanced EO/IR sensors, they provide continuous presence in the Caribbean, Falklands, Indo-Pacific, and other overseas regions. Their low cost and high endurance allow the Royal Navy to maintain worldwide footprints without tying up destroyers or frigates, demonstrating how OPVs support forward deployment and international partnerships. Together, these developments reveal the simple truth. OPVs have become indispensable. They're the ships that actually show up, stay on station, and maintain presence where it matters. Patrolling offshore rigs, scanning for smugglers, deterring encroachment, enforcing EEZ rules, responding to storms, and monitoring fragile marine ecosystems. In the gray zone, where conflict simmers without boiling over, the OPV is the ideal platform. Assertive, but not escalatory. Versatile, but affordable. And the technology shaping the next wave is even more transformative. Mission bays that swap in mine detection gear, anti-drone systems, or humanitarian aid modules. Hybrid electric propulsion for extreme silent running and endurance. AI-driven sensor fusion that tracks anomalies across radar, AIS, and optical data. UAV swarms extending surveillance far beyond the horizon. Containerized missile systems that can be installed when missions demand deterrence. Soon, OPVs will function as command hubs for fleets of autonomous surface and aerial drones, creating wide-area surveillance networks that no single ship could achieve alone. With expanding EEZs, offshore energy infrastructure, climate threats, and rising great power competition, these ships are emerging as the quiet strategic backbone of maritime security. They don't dominate the seas with overwhelming firepower. They shape them through relentless, intelligent presence. The offshore patrol vessel is no longer a supporting actor in naval strategy. It's becoming the centerpiece of how nations protect waters, enforce sovereignty, and manage the increasingly complex world's oceans. In an era defined by contested maritime space, the NGOPV is the future of operational dominance at sea. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, follow, or visit IDSTH.com for more cutting-edge defense and tech insights. See you in the next one.